Tune into the Custody Lawyer Podcast with your host, nationally acclaimed divorce and custody attorney, Janet McCullar. You will certainly glean from Janet's 26 years of experience as the custody lawyer, with every show revealing hard facts on visitation, alienation, child support, and how to best help your kids as they transition into a new normal. Listen and find out how "We have a passion for families in crisis" has become our moniker. You'll want to share the Custody Lawyer Podcast with anyone you know going through this difficult journey.
You've been doing this for a lot of years. Tell us a little bit about what you do. Thank you for joining us, by the way.
Thank you so much, Michael. So what I do is people come in and they meet with me, and it's the first time a lot of people have ever met with a lawyer, so I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to understand the process. I want them to understand what's going to happen in their case and whether they have a case. And so we talk about their particular situation and what their needs are to help their family. And while I'm doing that, I'm listening to see if they have the best interests of their children at heart, because those are the kind of people that I want to represent. And they're usually married to someone who doesn't have the ability to do that. Every single custody battle I've ever been involved in involves a situation with a parent who cannot put the needs of their children first, and that is because they're impaired. It's drugs, it's alcohol, it's mental illness, or sometimes the trifecta, all three of those things.
Oh, well. What's the greatest challenge when dealing with parents in custody battles?
I think the greatest challenge is helping my clients get through a situation that's really stressful for them. It's helping them keep the needs of their children first and making sure their children are protected and well cared for, and making sure that the orders that get put in place about the children are good for those kids, what they need for their age, for what their needs are at that time in their life.
Now, how big a problem is the custody challenge? And then also, I guess it's different in every state where you can advise clients from anywhere on their specific state. How does that work?
Well, every state has its own laws, and I am only a licensed lawyer in Texas, so I don't know.
But that's a pretty big state.
It's a pretty big state, but every custody case has the same issues that are going to be involved. We need to figure out how our parents going to make decisions. We need to figure out what visitation is going to be like, and we need to know what sport's going to be like. And so those are issues that are going to be similar regardless of what the particular laws are of the state. And
so do you ever get somebody that calls you and says, you know, my nephew is soon going to be a official paralegal, and I'm going to have him kind of take the case just to save a few bucks? Is that a good idea? Or?
Well, I always think it's best to have a lawyer. A lawyer is going to know how to navigate the system. For example, if you're representing yourself, which some people choose to do, you're going to be held to the same standard as a lawyer. And so you're going to have to understand the things that I've learned in the course of 26 years and from going to law school, you know, how evidence works and things like that. That are tough things to understand if you haven't been doing that for a long time. So you could inadvertently do some real damage if you're representing yourself. So get a lawyer.
Well, you're helping kids, you're helping parents all over the country because, you know, here's the book, The Custody Lawyer. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On the book. And how do people follow you? How do people find you?
They can just search The Custody Lawyer. I have a website going, and you can follow me on social media everywhere.
Are you going to be available for podcast interviews and radio interviews and things like that?
Absolutely. I'd love to talk to people. I want to hear about what people are going through in their cases and see if I can help them out. I'd love to strategize with their lawyers about things that I've learned that really help people succeed in a custody battle. Soft launches in the fall.
So the book is launching in the fall, and we've got some Facebook and Twitter feeds here. Let me put on some questions from the live feed, guys. Hey, Dave, let us know where you're watching from. Here, I'll let you hold the book up there. And you know, these are things I wish I would have had when I went through my divorce 18 years ago. If you could give one piece of advice, this is from Facebook, to parents in a custody battle, what would it be?
try to focus on the needs of your children first and foremost. You can feel very angry and bitter about the situation that has caused the relationship to end. And so it's really important that you put your children's needs first. And you can do that by focusing on them. Sometimes that means compromising with a person that you're not really happy with at the time, or who can't put their needs first, but you can. And you've got to do that, because that's what helps children get through this in the best possible way.
How long have you been a custody lawyer?
26 years.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Now, as far as people getting your book and things, I know it's going to be coming out in the fall, but what do you feel is the biggest challenge for a parent, be it the dad or the mom, when it comes to actually getting custody and winning the case?
I think the biggest challenge that people have is when they're in a custody battle. What I've learned is well-adjusted adults do not fight about the custody of their children, right? They know on some level that that's bad for their children. So a custody battle is always involving a parent who is impaired in some way, whether it's by drug abuse, alcoholism, mental illness, a combination, or the trifecta, which is all three. And so the hardest thing is, how do I co-parent with a person who is unable, because of an impairment, to put the needs of their child first? And I think that's the biggest issue that I see. How do I learn to do that with a person who can't do that? So I say, get your kid in some counseling and learn as much as you can about what their impairment is, and focus on your child's needs and putting them first.
Are you doing public speaking seminars, workshops, and things like that too?
Absolutely. I love nothing more than public speaking. I love talking to people. I want to hear about the specific situations that people are going through so that I can help more people get through this situation. Custody cases are on the rise because fewer people are getting hit.
Explain that dynamic. You went over that with me the other day. That's a big thing. Tell me that.
So fewer people are getting married.
Right.
But when their relationship ends, they're not having a divorce, but they're got to get some orders and some things in place for their children. And so custody cases are definitely on the rise. And as you know, we hear every day about opiate addictions.
Right.
We hear about people who are narcissistic, bipolar, personality disorders. Those sort of things are on the rise in our society too, making it a situation where the chemistry is ripe for more custody battles.
Wow. Well, your book is really serving a purpose, and doesn't it just make you feel good? You know you did the right thing for the kids. I mean, my gosh.
Absolutely. And nothing makes me feel better than when I sit down with a client and I can see the relief. Their shoulders drop. They feel like they have hope for the first time in a long time when they've been going through a really incredibly difficult situation. So I love it. I love to help people.
Well, I know a lot of people have been asking you for a lot of years to write this book, and it's finally coming through Beyond Publishing this fall. You can pre-buy it soon. We'll have the ebook pre-buy link and the print book where you can pre-buy the print or see a preview of the book. So, Janet, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule, flying into New York City. We're going to be interviewing you again soon. I know you're going to be sharing. You've got some more interviews to do later today. So thank you for taking time.
Thank you.
Follow Janet, Google Janet and The Custody Lawyer. You're going to find some very helpful information. Plus, you're going to give them a consult and tell them if you can help them or not, right?
Exactly.
Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Tune into the Custody Lawyer Podcast with your host, nationally acclaimed divorce and custody attorney, Janet McCullar. You will certainly glean from Janet's 26 years of experience as the custody lawyer, with every show revealing hard facts on visitation, alienation, child support, and how to best help your kids as they transition into a new normal. Listen and find out how "We have a passion for families in crisis" has become our moniker. You'll want to share the Custody Lawyer Podcast with anyone you know going through this difficult journey.